what to do for this episode. I know. I'll use a white box. Yeah, a white box. How much could they possibly be? Let's just take a quick look, see? Well, there's gotta be something. Oh, this is not looking as good as I was hoping. Yeah, you know what? I don't think so. I've got an idea. That should work for the time being. Hello guys, and welcome to Category 7 Photography. Today I had a very special thing planned. Obviously, due to the rain, I couldn't be working with the model I wanted to be working with, so I'm like, okay, I only got the one day. How am I going to work around this? Well, I have an idea. You know those photography white boxes that are usually a couple $100? They're really good for promoting a particular item, showcasing something that you're really proud of, but they're a couple $100, and ain't nobody got money for that. So what if I told you I could show you how to make one for about the same price as a medium pizza? That sounds pretty good to me. Does this sound good to you? I think it does. I think we all like that price tag. So without further ado, let's get into it. But first, we're going to need to make a stop at a store, and I'll be going over everything you're going to need to be making this. And you have to have some pizza. Alright, let's get going. Alright, so my original plan was to actually record all this and show you guys everything you needed before I left the parking lot of the store. However, the rain was coming down a little bit harder as I was leaving, and everything just got soaked. As you can see there, I don't know how well it's picking up on the camera right now, but obviously we're gonna have to wait a little bit before I can show you guys how to put this all together. So in the meantime, pizza. Then we build the white box. For this little project here, you're gonna need some foam board. The stuff I got was 15 by 30 inches. Some magnets, although these are not necessary for this project. I'll get into those later. Some X-Acto knives. These are essential. A measuring tape. Some kind of marker or pen. And some string LED lights. This is more of an optional product though. Measure once, measure twice. Because the last thing you want to do is have a lopsided board that's all over the place. You're going to want to cut these boards directly in half. Although I didn't really do it for this video, you want to make sure you get the exact right size of the board. I didn't realize it till later, but these things were actually 29 7/8, not a true 30 inches. And the same thing with the sides. So it's very important that you know your measurements, and it just needs to be directly in half. Mark it down the middle. And finally, we're going to cut it right down the middle with the X-Acto blade. You're going to want to make sure that you're working with the shiny side up. Even though it'll be harder to mark this side, there is methods to my madness, guys. Trust me. You're going to want that shiny... You don't care about the shiny side. you want a non-glare, more paper material side on these boards, and that's the side you want protected. The glary dry erase marker part of this foam board is just... This stuff's intended for a different purpose than what we're using for today, so you don't need to worry about that too much. You can also make notes, markings on the actual board and quickly erase them if you have to, so that's always handy. And we're just going to repeat this process 2 more times, going at hyperventilated speeds. Now it's time to start putting it all together. Again, shiny side up. And this is where the magnets come in. Now, originally, these magnets were more designed to help connect all the boards together, so this thing would be fully collapsible. However, I didn't realize it when I picked these up from a dollar store, that these magnets weren't even close to strong enough. So I mostly just use them in this video for structural support. You don't even need to use them. That's why I said they're more of an optional thing. You could also use popsicle sticks, thumbtacks, anything you wanted, really, just to help hold the boards together. You could try just gluing the boards together, but I don't really recommend this, as it's not a very structurally sound. The next thing we're going to want to be doing is starting to glue the magnets to the bottom of the board. You're going to want to leave, if you choose to use things like magnets or popsicle sticks, you're going to want to leave a slight overhang so it can grip onto the other boards. You don't want to do it just a flat surface. And even though I don't do it in this example, before you actually glue it to the board, make sure you scuff up the actual board itself so that the glue has something to bite into. I do it later on in the video, but for whatever reason, I didn't think of doing it while I was doing it for this initial piece. Pizza was delicious, by the way. Pineapple and bacon. Don't let the haters persuade you. And if you did all this right, your next piece, which is going to be your backing piece, I believe, is what I'm working on right now, is going to be the same size as your bottom piece. Again, you don't need to use the magnets if you don't want to. It's just, at the time of filming this was just how I was doing it. It wasn't until after I glued these to the board and tried to actually stand up that I realized this wasn't going to work the way that I thought it would. You need much more powerful magnets. However, the material used in this video worked a lot better than the original time I tried to make a white box. Next up, we're going to be making the sides for 2 more of our pieces. You're going to want to measure the width out. Make sure everything is connecting and lining up properly. It should be about 15 inches wide. Again, guys, measure twice, cut once. Even if you fumble with the measuring tape, this happens. Happens to the best of us. On the shiny side, you don't want to damage that non-gloss side. That's far more important. Shooting with the photography, the camera will actually pick up that glare from any light going into the box, and provide an oversaturated mess, and nobody wants that. The non-glare side actually keeps the light down, so the light you're putting into it is the only light that's actually being picked up by the camera. This is about the moment I realized those menus were not going to work. And come to think of it, I don't even know why I left this in the video. Mostly probably to explain why the box was covered in magnets by the end of it. I believe. Up here, I'm just marking the areas where I want to put the additional supports, just to make sure that everything is going to hold itself together nice and strongly. And this is that scuffing I was talking about. You just need to make some shallow indents into the actual board itself, just enough for the glue to sink down, bite into something, and be able to hold itself on there. And we're just going to fast forward through all this. And there we have it. A white box. But if you notice that there is a lot of really dark, wide gaps in there. So we're going to take some excess pieces from when we were making our sides. And we're just going to cut off some small strips. Is it going to look pretty? No. But that's not the point. The point is to hide these dark corners. Because they will show up on the camera. Versus once we hide them and make them less noticeable, and with a little bokeh magic, as you will see, they will cease to exist. The only problem with doing this is you're going to have to do this a bunch of times. But it's a fun craft to do in the afternoon. Just make sure you get all the excess off. So you got a nice flat piece. And then we're going to proceed to scuff this one up as well. You don't need to do this onto the papery, more dull matte side, just on the gloss side, because that's definitely something that's not going to adhere to glue very well. Make sure you get it all on it, because you don't want to miss any parts and later have a part of it pop up on you, because that's going to be worse than if you just left the big black creases. I ran out of glue. And we're just going to keep doing this and placing them over top of those dark edges. And as you can see, the more I place in there, the less noticeable those edges are actually becoming. They're still noticeable in this film as it's not set up for photography right now. But this is what it looks like when it's fully finished. Voila. And you would simply take whatever product that you want to be showcasing, place it about the center way point in the box. You don't want to put it right at the back, but And these are the secret weapon to making this box work. These are mini studio lights. I picked these ones up at Best Buy for about $30. You can get cheaper ones on Amazon. These are just the ones I like. You just need to make sure that they have that mini softbox that's detachable from the actual light itself. And this is what it looks like without those special lighting. Nothing special. And with the lighting. Now, doesn't that look much nicer? Now, to get these shots, I used a 1.4 aperture 50mm lens. And with all of that being said, that is how you build a white box. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope that this homemade white box is able to help you guys out with your own photography. Oh! And with that being said, that's my chicken strip timer. Enjoy the photo collage, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. You know, I just can't help but to feel that I forgot something. Something that I had a purpose for it, and now I can't remember what it was. It's gonna bug me. Oh, that's right. Lights. Completely forgot about the lights. Okay, so these are just an accent piece. You know, I'm just gonna open the box here, and I'm just gonna take them out. These are just little accent lights. They come in a little string like that. Unravel them. Now, you can make ordinary things look pretty. That's what I forgot. Let's show you guys what that looks like.